Hello, my name is Carson Minot, and I'm doing my project on Rapid Sports Performance, and this is a place I worked my senior year of high school, and I'll explain more as the video goes. This is the place where a bunch of me and my friends went to start training from a young age because it has such a big name for itself. And it was located in Woodstock, Georgia's location I went to. So what Rapid is a sports performance facility with 3 locations in Georgia. One's in Woodstock, one's in Alpharetta, and one's in Buford. And here they prioritize to develop all-age athletes from youth to professional athletes, which it's crazy. Like anywhere from that, you could start going at 6 years old, or you could go at 40, even if you just want to go in there, not for sports related, but to stay healthy, stay in shape, all that stuff. Rapid Sports Performance has a track record that speaks for itself. We build better athletes, the results are a stronger and faster athlete with decreased risk of injury. Which, as you know, a lot of athletes deal with injury. When I first went in, I was there. I played basketball and baseball, and I was there to train for baseball, but I was still playing AAU basketball, and I went in there and hurt my arm, and that's when I had shoulder surgery, and they also have an attached physical therapy room. So I was able to go in there, do my PT, and train at the same time, and they work really hand in hand together, and it's a great place. The owner name is Mike Behringer. He is actually from the Woodstock area as well, and Mike is a re-owned sports performance trainer in Atlanta, recognized for his elite level injury prevention, strength, and speed training program offered as first-class training facility. Leveraging his engineering background, he emphasizes proper movements and technique, reflecting his 19 years of commitment to providing top-tier service to athletes. His solid business acumen and track record of training elite players have fostered strong relationships with professional teams, sports agencies, and a wide network of sports professionals. And I also have a clip here attached. And a thing I want to say about Mike is knowing him hand-to-hand since I was 12 years old, he will not only just take his time out for a little kid that walks in his first day or a 20-year big league veteran. He will give you the same attention because he cares about every person that comes into his building. And I think personally, when you look at that from being a parent of the kid going, like, you want that to be the case because, obviously he's a busy man running 3 locations, and he still takes his time out to be involved with everyone and to show his care that you are spending your money to go there, but he's going to give you his full effort back. And that's a big thing. And here's a short little clip about like Rapid and like what they do and who they are. Play it.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad in the friend zone. Sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Pooh, he a fool with the told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville, and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's. Me and my amigos got that free smoke on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm talking about pre-rolls. Dark hair, she look like she go.
Oh, we go back for a second. As you see in those clips, everything's quick, explosive movements. That's what athletes do, right? We move laterally, vertically, horizontally, up and down. Like, you got to be able to control not only the positives but the negatives of the impact on the body, right? And that's where injuries come. Is say it's on deceleration or on increase of acceleration, you got to be able to strengthen all those little muscles to becoming more given because the body's not naturally built to do all these things that we do as athletes every day. And that's where these exercises and what I'm about to talk to you about gets you ready for that, and it's your everyday life. So we're going to move on to the next slide. So the competitors and about the Rapid culture that makes them different. We're going to dig into the competitors. So I put in this sports training field, there are many competitors out there now as training has evolved from all athletes from any age. I mean, I see kids going in there at 6 years old now. I mean, when we were growing up, you weren't supposed to lift or do any training until you're at least 12 because they want your body to develop so you don't have any injury. You're a young kid. And number one is Pinnacle Performance. That's their biggest competitor. I'm not sure where they're out of, but I know a few of my buddies do go there. And the reason I've heard that I like Rapid more than them, they do the same structure of training because, with technology, everyone kind of knows what's out there and what other companies do, so they kind of mimic them. So everyone's kind of got it all. But I believe more of the relationships that Rapid builds with their guys over those guys. I heard, you're there to train with your trainer, but Rapid really provides, you go there, there's 5 different trainers. I have Johnny Slutsky. He's my trainer. He's been my trainer since I was 12. And not only are me and him there to train and get better, but also, me and him will go golf together. We'll go eat. We build, a really good brotherhood together. And, that makes you want to go in there, too, And I heard Pinnacle doesn't have that. And Fury Sports Performance, I have one of those 5 minutes down the road. And I decided to drive to Rapid 45 minutes away for that same kind of reason. Also, I believe Rapid has better technology, way better knowledge, because Fury, they kind of don't only focus more on baseball. They focus a lot more on soccer and things. And those personally aren't sports I play, or that we train completely different than soccer players would. So, and number 3, Georgia Sports Performance. I got one buddy who goes there. He's one of my best friends. He kind of says the same thing. They don't have as nice equipment. They don't have those big names that walk in there that make you want to work harder to be up there with those MLB guys, and they don't have that name for themselves. They haven't built that, and I believe Rapid, when you go in there and you have a standard to become better, and you have a wall of all these MLB and athlete names that you want to chase after, that makes you want to work harder, and if you don't have that, I personally don't believe you're going to give your best intent. And so I put here at the bottom, the stand at Rapid is so much better because not only the top-notch trainers, but the atmosphere of being around professional guys so often to strive after. When you're near an Alex Wood or Charlie Blackmon, every day, that, they've been in the league for 12 plus years. They were, in the All-Star game many times. They've been awarded all these things. That's not easy to do, and you're able to be face to face with them since a young kid, and you're able to strive after all of them. And even the minor leaguers now working their way up who were just in college fighting for a draft spot like what we are, that doesn't happen everywhere. And we're very lucky that this place is near us and we're able to go there and get better. And really, really work towards that. And I'm very appreciative of everything. So I'm going to work more on the leadership of the company itself, and I think this is where the standard starts, and this is where, if you're going to be a business person, this is where it starts. This is where it matters. This is where the foundation of something you want to be successful, this is where it starts, and it comes from you. You're being the leader. And where do I even start? That is my first thing, and this could range from relationships not only your trainers give you, but the owner. Like I was saying, the owner's never too busy to come work on you one-on-one, even if you're a young 12-year-old all the way to being a big leaguer. And the passion everyone has to truly make you a better athlete on and off the field. I think as a man, I became a way better man there. Being around older guys, from 12 years old, you learn so many things. And, as a 12-year-old, your mind's going everywhere. But you're there to not only, push yourself to be a better athlete, but you're pushing yourself to be a better person. And that's really what sports teach you at the end of the day, and I believe that place has the strongest reputation for doing that and becoming an elite level person. So Mike Barringer, like I'm saying, is when I'm working with Johnny, right? They kind of have other athletes in there with you, so they'll kind of go off and help someone else with their form. But Mike Barringer, I'll never forget it. I was 12 years old. I'm sitting there, I'm struggling kind of knowing how to do a certain exercise because some things we do in there are kind of confusing. You're young, trying to get into it. And I remember he came in, and I've never met him yet, but the first thing he said to me is, man, and what are you struggling with right now? Because he saw I was, and I told him the exercise name, and I showed him the sheet, and he worked on me one-on-one for 30 straight minutes. And he had a big business meeting to go to, and I'll never forget that. I remember telling my dad, I was like, Dad, the owner worked with me one-on-one. And, you don't get that from others because he he's got a lot on his mind. He's got a lot of big leaguers to take care of, and he's over here caring about a 12-year-old's exercise. And I think that really showed me his leadership and character as a human from the start. The process. Athletes start with so this is the process for what you go into at Rapid. Like this is the baseline of what you're going to get yourself into. And athletes start with a movement assessment and performance test to help understand their strengths, weaknesses, and potential for injury. Because everyone comes in there, I was always led towards a shoulder injury because I wasn't using my body right. So they knew exactly why I was injured. This provides us with a baseline data on athletic qualities like speed, force, and power, ultimately providing us a roadmap to design a training program that will maximize results. We then design a program with staged, achievable goals, and hard part begins. You work the program. Retesting occurs on the periodic basis, providing insight for adjustment and refinement to your training program. So everything starts with my next slide, I believe, we go with the process of why Rapid does what they do. So you start with your assessment because you don't want injury. So to prevent injury, we're going to do certain movements to strengthen muscles, not where you're going to get, where you are injury prone, but the muscles that lead to it, because that's what gets you injured at the end of the day. If you got, I remember I never heard this. I never thought this would be the case, but if you have tight hips, it leads to you tearing your ACL. So it all works in the chain. Your body works in a chain. And I never realized that until you go to people who have that knowledge and have that character to sit down with you and make sure you are injury resistant. So here's another reason I go there. So top-notch technology and equipment. This one sets itself right here. This is what gets its competitors out, and this is what builds that superior business of why they are at the top. And it starts with your table assessment. This starts by a series of exercises on the table to test mobility of all aspects. So it goes with shoulder rotations, your hip rotations. They get the measurements for it all because they want to work on it. And you'll go back and test on it, a month or two later and see how much better they got. And the more flexible you are, the least likely you're going to get injured. The jump mat, test your explosive power upwards off the ground, how much force you can get off the ground with, and you work on that with exercises as your program goes. Your laser time sprints, this helps you get faster and this will test your speed. And obviously you'll keep going to bat. After you do a month full of the lift, you will test your sprints again, see how much faster you're getting. The Kaiser Air Squad, this works on your explosion off the ground to help with your jump mat scores. And the Protus test, this YouTube video will explain that. Let me pull that up.
Did you know that there's a simple combination of natural ingredients that will help you poop out pounds of old rotten waste in your colon with
Charlie Blackman of the Colorado Rockies. I'm here at Rapid Sports Performance. I'm working on the Proteus. Proteus is a new machine. What it does is it measures strength and power in 3 dimensions. The first machine we've been able to do that with. What that does, it allows me to improve my body control, helps me work on my core muscles. Really good for rotational sports.
So I hope that worked. I'm not sure. But the Protus machine is a computer, and it allows you to really see how well your body's moving. And the standard speaks for itself. Here's Rapid Sports Performance continually trains on average over 30 professional baseball players each year. The majority of them have been with Rapid for 5 years, in some cases over the decade. This doesn't happen because 30 plus their pro ballers live right around the corner. Nor is it because the lack of other options for them. It's the result of 20 years of grit and gratitude to build the center of excellence that embodies knowledge, a genuine high level of care, and magnetic culture. Anyone navigating through sports or as close to sports training world knows that Atlanta is saturated with gyms and performance facilities. Many even claim to have the secret sauce. Like I said, standard matters. This is their standard. As a young boy coming into such a crazy gym, I fell in love. Nothing beat going in there and seeing some MLB stars and being able to see them and train the same way I was starting to train like. This is not only taking me off my feet, but inspiring me to work hard. And the trainer I've had still treats me like a best friend. And this has all taught me to be a better person and a better man. And this is Charlie Blackman. I have a video of them. And then here's the Wall of Fame I wanted to show you before my time runs out. This is why Rapid is who they are, and this is why they are successful. And this is the reason they become such an elite program.